Hi everyone and welcome back to Ships at Sea. So today we're on the Tier 3 fishing vessel, the Turbo, which I've called Poseidon, and we're going to be laying some long lines. So one of the things this ship has is it has two um, areas where you set your buckets, but you can only deploy one long line at a time. So not sure necessarily that's working as intended because you have to still come back here to deploy the second long line, so I don't really see that serves much purpose. We've got a whole load of buckets here. Now these are 2.5 kilometre lines, so they're 2,500 hooks, so obviously it's going to take quite a while to deploy them. There's our cabin. It's a glorious calm day at the moment. This is where we bring the hauler in. Now, obviously, one of the big problems we have is coming alongside a buoy and staying there long enough, so I'm hoping this is actually going to work. So we climb up the hatch and we have to come along to the cab. So we have to go from down there to up here, or up here to down there. So let's jump in the seat and let's have a look what we're going to do. So there's the vessel in its entirety. So hang on, we'll just switch the sonar on and see if we can actually get an idea where the fish are. Okay, so we're already showing up a line of fish here. We'll just zoom in. Unfortunately, the K key won't put it into a bottom left corner. So we've actually got quite a bit of fish. Let's just see if we can just change that depth a little bit. So that's a fairly good return on fish. As I said, I don't know how much that actually has an effect, but we'll have a go. So anyway, it looks like we're ready to lay our lines in. So we're already basically next to the pollock, halibut, catfish. I've actually got bait for the haddock, so here's our first 2.5 metre stretch, and I think what I'll probably do is move up and down in this area since it looks like there's plenty of fish. And we'll crack on. So let's get underway. So I think the first thing I'll do is I'll actually go and cast the line now. Actually, we can go down the stairs. This is the way I was originally coming out to get to the hauler, but I'm hoping coming down that ladder will be a fractional bit quicker. So let's throw our first line. Okay, so one thing I have noticed about these lines is it does appear that, so if I drive in a straight line, I'll lay out 2.5 kilometres and then it'll drop the other buoy. If I go halfway out and start weaving around or doing circles, it won't drop the last buoy until I'm 2.5 kilometres away from that line. So it doesn't matter if we're a little bit off course and then curve back round to get onto that flag. I think it will only drop at 2.5 kilometres. So let's get this thing underway. We'll set the nav up, start the engine. I'm still on, I believe I'm on manual gear, so yeah, we'll put it in first gear and then we'll open up the gas. I think what I might do is just put the work lights on at the back of the boat or down there. Front searchlight unfortunately doesn't do anything, just illuminates the boat, it doesn't actually illuminate anything else yet, so I'm hoping that will get looked at soon. And there we go, we'll come hard round, and we'll start laying our lines. And my plan is to basically, as I said, lay the line up and just run up and down, try and get about 12 lines in, and then each line will take about an hour to lay. So after that I'll start picking them up, so I'm not going to lay out all 20 lines. And I'm hoping this weather will stay as glorious and as calm as this. This will make it much easier. So I'm not going to expect you to sit and watch me lay down all these lines. I will jump forward, so I will see you soon. Hi everyone, so we've laid down all of our buoys. We've left them to soak for about 12 hours, and now the hard work. I'm going to try and pick one of them up. So we've got to get it in hand and we've got to race across. I can't see my sack, there it is. So there we go, that's going to drift out. Let's just go forward a little bit. Right, let's go. See if we can get down there fast. So if we run down this bit, hopefully we'll get down there real quick. And it's gone. Okay, and this is calm weather, so yeah, not sure if this is going to work, but let's have another go. We'll have a couple of shots at this. Let's see where we've gone. So where did it go? I saw it over there, but I'm not sure that was the one I was next to. Okay, well, let's go, get over that, so we can pick that one up. Yeah, that's not the one I was originally going for. So, what somebody suggested is sort of trying to get the boat facing upwind. This isn't the most manoeuvrable of vessels. Hold on, we'll grab this one. So look, the problem is it might stay there, it might go under the boat, but let's go. Let's try and get it. Go, go, go. Come on. Come on. Yes. Got it. So this one, when you hook the fish, you can't just they don't automatically vanish. You actually have to place them in the box. And where's my get the line on that? Ah. There we go. So you actually have to press E to pop them on the production line. Trying to work out whether I didn't even see that one. It's a bright day, so I'm not sure where my centre dot is. There, I've got it. Just basically flailing around and just hoping I actually hit it at some point. Gotcha. So that's one in, so that wasn't too bad. So what I'll do is I will run through the process on the larger vessel, because it's not quite the same. So the fish are basically here. I believe we have to now go down this hatch into a production. Let's have a go. And then no fish to gut, so we have to somehow move these fish down, and I'm not sure how that works. It says that's empty, which we know is not true. Last time I had to just press a key on that and it just moved the fish down. Yeah. Okay, this is a bit special. Oh, there you go, transfer fish. So press E. The fish now go down. It's because the thing is, this little white dot, it's quite a sunny day behind me. And it's really hard to see my little centre dot. I wish we could just change the shape of that. So now we climb down. Now the gutting is bugged at the moment, so what will happen is we're only, when we do this, it will only give us 1 star. So someone advised stand a little bit further back. We move the fish, we transfer the fish, and we gut the fish. So we just draw a line. I don't know, you can't even see the dots on this one, so this is press start, and then we just draw a line, which I'll be honest, I don't think that's a bad effort, but it'll only give you 1 star. Then we gut the next fish. Oh, so I press start and that doesn't work. So if we exit, what happens now? Oh, we have to move the fish, and it goes along into the next refrigeration room for storage. So obviously this boat is designed to basically to have more than 1 player, and hopefully AI won't be too long, and hopefully they'll sort out the gutting problem. And yeah, it'd be quite cool with a few players down here. So bounce it down, pick up the next one, transfer fish, gut fish. I know there is a way that we can just keep the fish if you wait until you get ashore, and then you can gut them ashore in the shipyard, and you can get 5 stars, but I was just showing you guys how it worked. And we move the fish. How many fish did we get? Gut the fish. Ooh. Hardly seems worth the effort. Exit there, move the fish, and it goes. Okay, so that's empty. So now what we do is we go into here, we pick up a fish, and we pop it in a bucket. We pick up another fish, and we put it in another bucket. And I don't know if there's a specific bucket for certain fish. Wrong fish, so you have to put it in, it shares that, even though it's a different fish category. So again, I don't think this necessarily, wrong fish, wrong fish, wrong fish. They're all going in the same bucket, even though obviously they're clearly different species of fish, but that one can go in there. So again, hopefully they'll have a look at that, sort that out. But once the fish are in the buckets, what you do is you go here, it says store fish, press the button, fish is stored, and now if we go to our boat inventory, that's what we've caught. Okay, that's 1 line. So we shut the door because it's a fridge. Blink, and go, and we'll pick up the next buoy. To be honest, I'm quite happy I even managed to get a buoy, so I'll take it. Alright, so I'll do a couple more, and then I'll skip forward and we'll sort of work out what these have got. I might not gut every fish here, I might just store them up and gut them when I get back. But yeah, let's crack on. I'm just gonna get So that wasn't too bad. Again. What I'll do is I will transfer them down, but I won't gut them. I'll just let them build up. But if I'm not gutting them, you can see they actually don't appear. I don't believe they appear in the inventory of a boat yet. You have to gut them and store them before they actually appear in your inventory. So I'm hoping that lot doesn't vanish completely. Okay, we'll continue. Okay, to quote Jaws, it's gone under the boat. It's gone under the boat. I do think these boys do seem to disappear under the boat a little bit too readily, but I'm not a fisherman, so what do I know really? Okay, let's back up and see where it's gone. I've actually completely lost sight of it now. According to this, it's... There it is. Let's just back the boat up and just give it a little bit more room here. Problem is I don't want too much speed, but if I don't get a little bit of speed up, I don't have any rudder control, so thing just floats straight past. Here we go. Let's just try and cut that speed right back, and then let's see if we can get to that one. Come on. Yes. So obviously it's not actually bad as I thought. I think maybe I was trying to do it in to intense weather, and also using that ladder is a bit of a shortcut. I was actually coming down the stairs, which I think took a bit longer. So yeah, this does seem a little bit easier. So I'm going to try and get these in before the weather inevitably turns against me. There is an update coming out at the beginning of May, hopefully. Well, there's no guarantee, but I'm hoping that we'll have some AI crewing. Maybe they'll sort out a little bit of these bugs with the gutting of the fish and the cleaning and the stuff like that. But yeah, that's actually not too bad. Quite good. And we'll just transfer those fish below and we carry on. One thing is they are talking about bringing in cranes to be able to unload the fish ashore, and I've got a feeling this is what this might be for. It's not installed yet, but hopefully there may be some sort of crane put up there, which will be great. Something else we can do. Just have a look up there. Brilliant. Such a nice looking game. Such a good looking game. Alright, we'll crack on again. So I've collected all my lines in, which went quite smoothly. I'm just laying out the remaining few lines. What I decided to do was actually gut all the fish on board. I realised I need the practice, and I'm not really that bothered about the money, so as long as it makes a fair profit I'll be happy. And I also realised I have misspelt the name Poseidon. I know the E comes before the I, so I will be getting my paintbrush out as soon as we get back to port and correcting that little error. Okay, so I'll get the rest of these lines laid out and then we'll scoop them up before we head back to port. Okay everyone, so welcome back. We've just pulled in our last lines. We actually pulled in a total of 18 lines altogether, and we have got quite a few fish. As I said, I've already gutted them because I didn't want to risk losing them. Now what it has done is the game doesn't group them like it normally does. It's each individual fish it's showing me what it represents, so it's pretty hard to work out exactly how many fish I've got. I can just tell you I've got a buttload of fish. So what we'll be doing is we're going to be heading back to port, back to Rost. Once we get there, I'll check back in and we'll see how much money this has made us. Remember, it's the lowest level of gutting, so it's pretty much as bad as it will get. So we'll see if it's been a profitable one or not. So we'll see you soon. Okay, so we've arrived at port. We'll just go ashore and we'll see what we've earned. See how profitable a fishing trip is, even if you gut badly. I think this is where we... Yep, so sell fish. 496, so just short of $500,000. So you probably add, you top gutted, you probably could add another 200,000 to that. So it's not the worst. As I said, I wasn't really in it for the money at the moment, so let's sell them. Job done. Okay, brilliant. So again, as always, thank you for watching. Any questions or comments, please leave them below, and hopefully look forward to seeing you next video. As always, take care of yourselves and have a great day. Bye.